Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. We are down here at the dealers with our Class 9 930 Axion TT TerraTrack because we have a new job to do today. So we're midsummer, we're third day of summer, and in here, what do we want? Actually, no, we need to borrow a little bit of money first because we're at 9,000. So let's borrow a touch of cash because we need to buy a new piece of equipment today, along with some stuff to go with it. So we're going to borrow another 30,000. Gives us enough to do what we need to do. Head into here, and what we're looking for is under forestry equipment, which is this. So we're after the Damecon PL75. It doesn't take an awful lot of power to run, but the TT is perfect for this. So yeah, so we're going to buy that, and along with that we are also going to buy ourselves a pallet of poplar saplings. So we are putting poplars in today. So I'm gonna get one of these to start. We'll see how far it goes. We're going to be using GPS to do this job as well. So let's buy one of those, back out of here. And yeah, let's head round to the back of the shop where we can get this all hooked up, and hopefully head over to, well, we're going to head over to field 19 to do this. So field 19 and field 83 are where we're looking to do this. Field 19 is a slightly better shape for us. So we're just going to back this up and hook it on. There we go, and hook that up. Yeah, looks like all of our cables. Now, there's a thing with manual attach I've had recently where the cables and things haven't quite hooked up properly. And it looks like we've got something similar going on here. Yeah, those cables do not look to have hooked up properly. Unless, well, actually, no. Looks like they don't actually hook up on this. So that's fine. Let's go and load up our pallet. So that is over here like this. And we want to leave a good width between our poplar rows is what we're going. So we're probably going to go about the width of the tractor. Fill those onto there. We've got 2,000 poplar seeds and or 2,000 poplars to plant. So that's good. That is going to be a really great setup for us. Now, as I said, GPS, we're going to set up the width on this manually. I want to set it to sort of the width of the tractor as opposed to width of our seeder. That way we'll have enough space in our rows, with any luck, to actually get our piece of kit around them. Now, this should direct seed. I would be amazed if this thing doesn't direct seed. But we'll see how we go with it. And we're going to give ourselves a nice big headland on here. So let's open up field 19. And I want to see what the auto width does give us, in actual fact. So we'll head over here, and we're going to be doing this at a bit of an angle. We're going to do it along the edge of the field here. Looks like we can get in this top corner as well, which is quite useful. But yeah, it's going to be about a tractor's width each end that I'm looking to leave. Along this sort of line here. So let's head into our GPS menu. We've got snap terrain angle off, which is absolutely brilliant. We have show lines off at the moment, and I want to auto width at 7.78 foot. That should be pretty good. Let's set our first point, turn it on, drop it down, and away we go. So I'm looking to keep this nice and straight here. Set this as our run, as our first row. And you see it's a little, I think we're roughly on line with the side of the field. I don't know, actually. That actually is not as straight as I'd hoped. But we will see how it goes. It's fairly straight with the side of the field. Right, and we'll set that as our setting. And there we go. And as I said, we're going to leave about a tractor's width at each end. So lift and turn. And that has taken, wow, that's taken actually more poplars than I would have expected it to. Yeah, what we need is enough space for us to line ourselves up on the next row and do our turns with our baler. Is the trouble. Right, and down and away. There we go. And yeah, you can see there's enough space with the tractor here on this to be able to get past. It is there was a bit catching there, but it should be all right. It's close, but should still work well. So we're going to fill this field with this. Hopefully it will work well for us here. We need to be a little bit careful, obviously, to not catch any of these. And as you can see, yeah, we've got about a tractor's length at the end of the field. And it is just making this turn without damaging any of the crops that we've already put in. And this is why I worry about the width of the equipment, because or the width of the GPS, because if it's too close, then we end up catching the previous row, as you can see actually there. So I think we might widen this GPS a little bit. It's just catching the sides of a little bit of that. So we'll get to the end of this row. I'm going to widen the GPS slightly and make it more in sort of the width of this tractor. It means our first 3 rows will be a little bit thinner than the rest of our field, but it will just prevent this whole thing that we're doing of the crop destruction of the poplars going forward. So there we go, that there. We'll bring up the menu and we're just going to increase, yeah, so increase that by about that much. That should probably do it, I think. It's only just catching it. So I'm going to do it twice. There we go. So that's a bit better. That's a better fit, I think. So lift that up. And just yeah, just increasing that width just ever so slightly. That should prevent us from destroying any more of the crop. And we want to go in about here-ish. Yeah, much better. Yeah, we've got a really good amount of space now between our 2 rows. And yeah, they're behaving themselves a bit better. Now, somebody was mentioning that that these regrow, poplars regrow. So hopefully, when we've baled them, because we're gonna use the wood chip baler on these. We're not gonna get a forage harvester or anything like that. We're gonna get the wood chip baler on them, and hopefully that will give us a good amount on here, and make us a good amount of money. Oh, we really have gone a little bit further on that one, I think. Yeah, oh, there we go. I think what we'll do is we'll bring it round to this one here, reverse it up, down we go, and away we go. Brilliant. So yeah, let's see how far this this crate of poplars goes, and we'll come back in a bit once we've got some more seeded. So we're into the last 13% of our poplars. We're about, we're just under halfway through the field, really. So we are going to need another pallet of these. It is slow going, this job. I mean, we are it's 11:30 in the morning. It's taken about 3 in-game hours to get nearly halfway through the field and almost use up a pallet of these. In fact, I think the next row will be about halfway through the field, looking at the size of this field. So it's not too bad. This should be really good for us. These poplars. These are going to give us a winter crop that we can deal with, that we can make money during those winter months, and that we can harvest and do stuff during those winter months, which is the whole point of planting them on this map. And the other thing, of course, is that we have no use for grass stuff. We're not looking to bale, or we're probably looking to do some straw bales, but we're not looking to do any grass bales or anything like that, or any any jobs that are grass based, really. So using the meadow fields that we have to plant poplars like this, they should do us pretty well for this job, which would be great. So that's really why we're having to go and doing it this way. Yeah, I think we're about halfway through this field. We may get to the end of this row with this pallet. I'm hoping we will. It'd be really good if it emptied as we reach the end of the row. I don't know how possible that's going to be, because we can't fill up with another pallet until this one is completely emptied from our planter, which it looks like it hasn't. Oh yeah, we've got 11 litres left. So let's line up, get this last little bit, and then we'll have to be careful when we come to start the next row. Right, and down. There we go. I think my row ends are a little bit uneven. I've not quite got the hang of that bit of it. And there we go. We are empty. So let's head back to the shop. Get this refilled. Yeah, we're just under halfway through this field. So we're going to need another pallet here. We probably might need 2 pallets. That's not too bad. We're still running it. We want to turn it off while we're transporting. And turn our beacons on, of course. So yeah, it's a tough one to fathom this. I think we should want our other field 83 is much smaller than this. But if we can get away with just a 2 more pallets, that would be great. So let's just do that before we get around that. So 2 more pallets, poplar saplings. They're not very expensive. For what we're doing here, this is not an expensive thing to buy. And actually, it's fairly inexpensive overall to set this up, to get them planted. The expensive bit comes when you are coming to harvest them, because you either need a forage harvester or you need the bio baler. The bio baler is by far the cheapest way of doing this, of course, and that is 100,000. And hopefully, at the point where we're looking to use the bio baler, because we can harvest, I'll just show you this. That with poplars, we can plant them most of the year. We can harvest them all year. So middle of winter, the best time for us to harvest is going to be when we sell our wheat. Yeah, our wheat and our barley both sell at the same time. Canola sells just before, you know. So we're going to make money just before this middle winter bit. And then if we have a look at, we should be able to see wood chips. Wood chip prices, we can we want to kind of do second week of, yeah. So it's going to be tight, but we should be able to pretty much immediately sell any bales we get off these poplar fields for a good amount of money. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing if this will work, how I'm hoping it will work. If it does, we're going to be in a really good place. we're going to make a good load of money right in the middle of winter, right where we need it. And go into the spring with a totally renewed farm, which will be absolutely brilliant. Will absolutely be what we need. And we shall see if all this planning manages to pay off. Now, you might have noticed on that screen there that we've taken the poplars out of the crop rotation. That is because it's not overly realistic to have them in a crop rotation like that. I don't think. We will have a look. But, yeah, I think it might be one of those things where we go, yeah, we can't really have poplars in the crop rotation. If we do, if it does turn out that they are a good thing to have in the rotation, then what we can do once we've harvested them is plough this field in and go that. And then we can have a mix of fallow and poplar when we're going into the next thing, which should work brilliantly for our crops. But it all depends on what the status of this first year of poplars is. But yeah, certainly this would then make a good test bed for whether these should be in the rotation or not as a result. And hopefully they will. Hopefully they will be a good thing to have in the rotation. But we will find out about that. That is something that we need to investigate a little further. For now, though, I think I'm going to keep on going on this field, and hopefully we should get the rest of this field planted with this crate, with any luck. Yeah, it looks like 2 crates is not going to be enough. We are down to our last 2%. We still actually have a fair way of field to go looking at this. So we will go and fill up that last crate. But looks like we're going to need 1 more crate after this in order to get both of these fields done. So let's go refill with our next one. Head over to the shop. Thankfully, we've already bought this next crate, and thankfully the crates are cheap. You know, it's not like this is a massive expense that we have here. We are at some point going to have to get something that we can move crates and things about. We're not at the moment. We're not there. We're not looking at a point where we're going to need that thing. But I think we're going to need a telehandler or something like that. In order to do that. So I am interested. What do you think we should get in the way of that? Something I was thinking of early on was a skid steer or something like that. The trouble with that is when we come to stack bales on the field, that's not going to be an overly useful thing. Although we could get an auto stacker, would work. All right, refill this, and yeah, so there is that. Although I don't know if we can, I'm not sure, can we auto stack the wood chip bales? I don't know if those work on an auto stacker, so we may have to get something that we can do those with. Would be quite useful. Maybe maybe a JCB telehandler. There are a couple kicking about. If there's a decent one out there, we could grab one of those. But yeah, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on that, on where we should go with that setup, because yeah, that will be an interesting one. We don't have a bale trailer yet either, because we haven't needed one. So yeah, it's basically, there's a lot of stuff we still need to do on this farm. We've got a lot riding on our first harvest as well. That emptied out about here-ish. We're also not going to do both of these fields today. We're going to get this one done and move on, because it's now 20 past 3 in the afternoon here on Charwell. So yeah, it's, the day is ticking away, and we are getting this job done, but it is going to be just this job we get done today, I think, by the looks of it. And with that in mind, I think we're going to crack on with the end of this job. get the rest of these planted. I'm liking the look of this field very much at this moment. It seems to have worked pretty well. But yeah, we're going to get this finished, done and dusted. And that will be it for the day. Let's see how much we're going to have left in our crate at the end of this. I don't think we've got a third of the field left to go. I think we're maybe a quarter left. But it's worth finding out exactly how much the remains of this field is going to take. So I will see you in a moment. We've run out of fuel. No, so close. Very, very little left of the field to go. We have run out of fuel though, so I cannot complete this. I'm going to have to go get a fuel bowser and get this sorted. Unfortunately, I think that is where we're going to finish then, because yeah, it is 17. It's 5:15 in the afternoon. We're not getting much more of this field done. We still have 35% left. So yeah, I'll get some fuel in this, get this field finished off. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.